In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about the first day of teaching a one-on-one class and tips for getting the most out of your first meeting. In the first part of this video, we'll go through a brief presentation. Then, we'll look at some video clips to see what a first one-on-one class might look like. Preparing for your first day. The first day of your one-on-one class can bring about a mix of nervousness and excitement. It's important to remember that your student is probably feeling the same way. In preparation for your first class with your student, many teachers find it can be helpful to call or send a short text message to their student the day before you're scheduled to meet. Even though your student should be expecting you, a quick message can be a good reminder and can also help to set a more relaxed tone for your first meeting. Many teachers also find it helpful to drive by or visit the location where they plan to meet their student beforehand, so they're able to arrive confidently and on time. Now let's talk a little bit about the goals you may have for your first day of class. Some important goals for your first day can be to help your student feel more comfortable, get to know a little bit more about your student, their goals and motivations for learning English, and set expectations and a plan for moving forward. The simplest thing you can do to help your student feel more comfortable is to smile and introduce yourself as their new teacher. Once you've introduced yourself, it's often helpful to do a short icebreaker activity to help put your student at ease. Some fun and easy icebreakers for one-on-one classes can include showing photos of your family, home, work, friends, and pets, and encouraging your student to show photos they have and talk about themselves as well. You can also bring note cards with different topics on them to encourage your student to share information about their life. If your student is not a beginner, you may want to start a conversation by introducing the concept of a goal and talking about your goals and motivations as a teacher or volunteer. You can then ask your student to share their goals or motivations for learning English. Another fun icebreaker can be to tell your student 3 things about yourself, one of which should be untrue. This game is called 2 Truths and a Lie. You can then ask your student to try and guess which of the statements is untrue, and encourage them to do the same thing for you with 3 statements about themselves. After you and your student are feeling more comfortable, you can start to explain some of the expectations for your classes together. Some important expectations you may want to talk about are the schedule for your class. It can be helpful to have a calendar with you to go over with your student the days and times you will have your classes, the number your student should call or text if they cannot have class, and how far in advance they should let you know. It can be helpful if you and your student practice texting or calling to reschedule classes together. Make sure that your student writes down your name and contact information in their book. You may also want to talk about the importance of doing homework. Students should understand that they will have homework and that it's an important part of helping them to make progress in their learning. It's also a good idea to talk about the importance of making mistakes. Many students are afraid of making mistakes, but mistakes aren't just okay. They're a necessary part of learning the language. Making a plan for moving forward. If you have time left, you may want to begin looking through the book with your student and start the first lesson with them. Some teachers find that they don't have much time to begin a lesson on the first day, or that it makes more sense to use the first day as a get-to-know-you day and start the lesson the second time they meet. Keep in mind, if your student is a true beginner, you may want to just do a quick icebreaker and start working immediately on the lesson in the book. Many beginner students can be intimidated by extensive conversation on the first day and will appreciate the concrete, structured activities in the book. Before you end your first class, it's important to assign some kind of homework that your student can turn in at the next class. This can be an activity from the lesson or something you decide to have the student do on their own. It's important to get your student used to expecting homework, even on the first day. Finally, before you leave, make sure to confirm with your student when your next class will be.
Hi, my name is Gracie. I'm your teacher from Intercambio.
Nice to meet you.
Before we start, I want to show you some pictures of my family, and I'd like to see pictures of yours, if that's okay.
Okay. I have a baby.
Oh, how old is your baby?
She is 10 months.
Oh, so cute.
This is my family, Christmas,
Oh.
my husband, my baby.
Before we start on the lesson, I want to find out more about you and your goals for learning English. So a goal is why you want to do something. It's the outcome. So for example, I'm volunteering with Intercambio because I want to help you learn English, and I also want to find out more about you and the country you come from. Do you know what goals you have for English?
I want to learn English because I want to help my daughter when she goes to school.
Oh, that's great. So for example, talking to the teacher and registering her for classes?
Yeah, and to help her with the homework too.
Oh, that's great. Is there anything else you want to do with your English?
I would like to have a better job.
Oh, good. So I'm going to keep these things in mind when we're doing our lessons so that you can see how what we're learning will help you with these things.
Okay.
I want to play a game so we can get to know each other a little bit before we start. This game is called 2 Truths and 1 Lie. So we will each say 3 things about ourselves. 2 are true and 1 is not true. And the other person will guess. Does that sound good?
Okay.
All right. Here's paper. Go ahead and write down your 3 things, and I'll write down mine. All right, perfect. Okay, I'll start, and you can ask me questions about each one, okay? So my first thing is, I lived in Thailand for 2 years. My second thing, I ate a grasshopper at my last job. We all did. And number 3, my dog was on the news. Do you want to ask me questions?
Yes. What is a grasshopper?
Oh, this is the green insect that jumps.
Oh.
Do you know?
Wow, do you like those?
It was very crunchy and covered with chocolate, so yes.
Oh. And do you speak another language?
No, I don't.
Okay. Do you like to travel a lot?
I do like to travel, yes.
Okay. What is the third one?
The third one is my dog was on the news.
Oh. Did he do something weird?
Yeah, no worries. He didn't bite anyone. He was on our local news. They have where you can adopt a dog every Wednesday, and he was on that.
Okay. Good.
All right, are you ready to guess?
Yes.
Which one?
A lie that you were in Thailand 2 years?
No, that one is true. I was in Thailand for 2 years.
Oh.
The lie was that my dog was on the news.
Oh, I was thinking that it was true.
It would be a good story. Let's hear yours.
I am 30.
Okay.
I met Barack Obama.
Ooh.
And I visited Cuba.
Okay. What year were you born?
1989.
Okay. What was Barack Obama like?
He was a tall guy.
Uh-huh.
And he was very nice.
Wow. When did you meet him?
When he was president,
Wow. And where were you?
he came to visit Colorado.
Oh, okay. And what did you think of Cuba?
Oh, it's a beautiful place.
Okay. So I think that you are 30 because the math is good. I'm gonna say the lie is that you visited Cuba.
No,
No?
no, that's
Okay.
true.
Barack Obama?
Yes.
Ah, too good to be true. Great, let's get started. Okay, we just had time for the first page today. So for homework, I want you to do activity B, the vocabulary practice.
Okay.
Okay?
And the B?
Uh-huh, B.
Okay.
And it's important to do homework so that you're practicing English outside of class. Also, sometimes I want to talk about our schedule and when we'll meet for the next class. So, today is the 13th, Monday. We are meeting on Mondays and Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 11:30. All right?
Okay.
So Tuesday you have to do your homework, and then I will see you back here on the 15th at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay? And we'll do that each week.
Okay.
Sound good?
Good. Thank you.
All right, perfect. And if for some reason you need to cancel, please use my phone number and send me a text so that I know.
Okay.
Okay? All right, great. Thank you, Alma.
Thank you for coming.
Of course. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
See you on Wednesday.
See you on Wednesday.
We hope you enjoyed this video. The student in this video was a higher level so that we could show a greater variety of activities. Keep in mind that every one-on-one class is unique and your first class might look similar or very different to the one in this video. Whatever your first class is like, we hope that you have a great time getting to know and connecting with your new student.